Hi, it's Brenda with Celestial Sound with your self-care tip. This one is about negative energy vortexes and individuals and the collective, and how we respond. So there is a lot going on in our world right now that really carries negative energy, right? And we find ourselves perhaps doom scrolling, reading story after story and more and getting sucked into it, and maybe finding ourselves more and more angry and anxious, all of these things. That is not helpful. That's not helpful to our own sense of self, and it's not helpful to the collective and who we are and who we want to be, and it's not helpful to the situation even. So what do we do about that? Think about the fact that where you put your focus, your focused energy, that is going to grow. So if you put your focus on loving your puppy, right? Your puppy is going to grow and you're going to have this beautiful relationship with your puppy. But if you put your focus always toward the negative, that negative energy vortex is going to suck you in, and it just grows and grows its own sense of anxiety and anger and all these other things. So you can get sucked into that with your own energy. All right, there's a lot to this, but I'm just going to go through a few kind of beginner points here. First of all, it's important to know that collectively we can make change in our world by choosing where our focus goes and choosing to make sure that we aren't getting stuck in that negative energy vortex with our own negative energies, right? So it means that we have to actually recognize that this is happening and then figure out how to pull out of it. Pulling out of it really is a matter of lifting your own vibrational level or your own sense of self, processing the emotions that are there aside from the incident, processing, letting go, transmuting these negative emotions for yourself so that you can come to a place where you are able to come from a more loving, compassionate heart and placing your focus wherever you choose to with that sense of self. That's how we all lift out of our situation collectively, right? That's kind of the nuts and bolts, but as an illustration to this, let's just take a child's tantrum, okay? Take a child's tantrum as an idea of a negative energy vortex. If a parent immediately gets caught up in, oh no, this is a bad thing that's happening, everybody's going to think, I'm a bad parent, and you start telling a negative story and going into the negative emotions, you can get drawn into that tantrum and actually exacerbate and help that tantrum to grow. But if you recognize that, oh, okay, wait, no, the best way to handle that is to move my focus away from it, not even give it attention, that tantrum from that child is going to naturally dissipate, right? So that's what we're talking about doing here, but we're talking about doing it for ourselves, but also collectively choosing where we want our focus to go so that we can come from a more loving, joyful, compassionate space.